There's been a lot of discussion about jobs and employment this election cycle, and rightfully so. But are there other issues that have been denied discussion because of it that you wish you had more time to discuss in this campaign?
Great question. I think jobs, getting back to work, competitiveness, innovation are the things that I get asked about all the time, and they're the things that are really on the minds of Delawareans and Delaware voters. So that's why I focused on that overwhelmingly. I do think that closely connected to that for the long term is education reform. How are we going to improve our schools? How are we going to prepare our kids for the 21st century? Healthcare. How are we going to defend and implement the Affordable Care Act? How are we going to make the promise of that act real? And balancing cost containment with expanding access to quality, affordable health care. It's going to be very difficult. There's other issues around housing. Housing has meant a great deal to me. I've been involved in hard work to provide safe, sanitary, decent housing, a wide range of housing options to people at different stages of their life and from different income levels. And I'm concerned that after the meltdown in the housing market, there will be a retreat from a federal role in housing. There's some very important unfinished work in reforming how the mortgage market works and in stabilizing it and making it more sustainable for the long term. Those are issues that I think will be important for the country going forward and really haven't gotten as much attention in the campaign as I'd like. But honestly, there's dozens of issues. I mean, that's the challenge, is that we're at a time in American history where we've got so many challenges in front of us. We need to pull together and make progress. The only way you get to those next sets of questions is by making progress on getting people back to work. One of the best moments I've had in the last week in the campaign was going to the plant gates at the Valero refinery. The Valero refinery is not a model of alternative energy generation or the new economy, but when it shut down, 1,500 high-wage union employees were thrown out of work. And I heard over and over from people late last year, early this year, about just how hard this was. They were losing their houses. They were worried about their kids. They weren't. And I was at the plant gates just a couple nights ago, and hundreds of guys, men and women, were coming out the gate, tired, dirty, but happy, working again. And I believe the governor will hold PBF to higher environmental standards. The new owner said they're interested in diversifying to including some biofuels or biodiesel in their mix. But at the end of the day, right now, until you get people back to work, you don't get to talk about the next generation, the next step, alternative energy, education, dealing with some of the foreign threats we face. How do we defend the country against counterfeiting of lots of important products, all these other issues that I think are critical, but that really have been eclipsed by the importance of jobs.